In this video, we will look at if-else statements in JavaScript. We use the if statement in JavaScript to execute a piece of code or logic if a condition is true or true-free, and then the else statement to execute a piece of code if a condition is false or falsy. So let's look at an example. So I'll declare a variable quickly. I'll say age equals what? 20. And in order to declare an if statement, you use the if keyword, and then in parentheses, you put in your condition. So I'll say age is greater or equal to 18, not 81, 18. Then in curly bracket, you put in your logic or your piece of code that will be executed if the condition is true. So I'll just console.log quickly and say you can vote and save. So when I go to my terminal and use node to run the file quickly, we get you can vote printed in the terminal because the age variable is greater or equal to what? 18. And we are using this comparison operator over here to compare the variable the age variable to what? 18. Now this piece of code will only be executed if this piece of code in the curly bracket will only be executed if this condition is true. So when I go ahead and let's say I change age to what? 10 and go back to my terminal and run my code, we get nothing printed in the console. So in order to execute a piece of code if the condition is falsy or false, we use the else keyword, so the else statement. So we write else, which doesn't take any condition, and then you put in your logic. So I'll just say you are not allowed to vote and save. And when I go back to my terminal, let me clear it quickly and then run my file again. You see we get you are not allowed to vote printed in the terminal. So this condition will be executed if the statement is what? Falsy. But when I change my variable back to 20 and then save and run my code, we get the result you can vote. So this is how we can use the if else statement to execute a piece of code if a condition is true or falsy. Now one thing we can also do is that we can chain multiple else if statements to verify multiple conditions. So I'll just go ahead and comment this out and then look at another example. So I'll just declare a variable saying const temperature, let me write that properly, temperature equals 25 and save. So I'll use my if statement. So I'll say if temperature, my condition, is less than 0, I'll just console.log let me see, freezing and save. Sorry, why am I getting an error? Okay, let me put 25 here. Good. So I didn't declare the variable properly. I didn't assign a value to it. That's why I was getting that error notification. That's from the prettier extension there. So if temperature is less than 0, console.log freezing, and then we can use the else if statement. So I'll say else if, and then I'll put in my condition here. Say if temperature is less than 10, then in curly bracket I put in my condition quickly. I'll just say very cold. I'll change another one, else if temperature is less than 20, I'll console.log. So you can write in a huge number of code here, but since this is just an example, I'm just using this console.log to print something to the terminal so that we can see how this works out. So another one, I'll put in my condition, temperature is less than 30. So you get the gist. You can continue to what? Next multiple if else statement to check different what conditions. So I'll just print warm here, and then finally I'll use my else statement and then console.log hot and save. So we use the else if statement to check for multiple conditions, and then we use the if statement to check for a variable which is what? True or run a piece of logic if a variable is what? truthful, and then the else if it is what, falsy. Then the if else statement you use to check for different conditions, and we have to add what, our condition statement here. So this is our conditional statement here. So when I go ahead, clear my terminal quickly, and then run my code, I get warm because my temperature is 20, and over here, where is warm? Yes, temperature, if it is less than what, 30, we get what, warm. When I increase this to, let's say, 50, no, okay, 250 is too much. Let me just say 50, and I run my code again, we get what, hot printed in. And mind you, in this if statement, I can go ahead in this if block here. So this is a block here. In this parenthesis, we call it what? Sorry, in this curly bracket, we call it a block. I can put in or next what, another if statement. So I can next in another if statement here and just say, let's say temperature, let's say is equal to let's say 0. Okay, is equal to 0. I will just console.log what, 0 degrees here, and then save my code. So this if statement, we can next what, multiple if else statements in what, and in a parent if block. So that is it about what, if else statement in JavaScript. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to help the channel grow. See you in the next one.